I'm Rebecca.
And I'm Hunter, and this is
the Family Showdown!
Hello, everyone. I'm alone. Where's Rebecca? She's in the other room, not feeling well. So it's just me tonight. Me and all of you are going to have a fun-filled variety show evening where we do a variety of things. How's everyone doing? The chat's already chatting. I think we already lost 3 or 4 people because Rebecca's not here, so that's okay. All right. So Rebecca is not feeling well. She will not be on the show this evening. I have lots of things planned for us to do, so stick around. If you look in the background, it's a weird background. It's because we're remodeling the house. So we are in the process, if you remember, if you're a super fan, you remember back in January, our house was partially destroyed by a rat, literally. But we're to the point now we're going to start fixing everything. So we're going to redo our floors, we're repainting, we're doing all sorts of remodeling type stuff. So all the board games have been moved. All our board games have been moved and packed up. I put these just so there wouldn't be empty shelves behind me, but they're otherwise empty other than these. Reminds me of in Westerns where they used to put like the front of the buildings up and that was all that was there, you know, to make it look like it's a town. That's what this is. They're not really. There's just those games. So let's jump right in to the show. We always started off with this thing, this one. Is my volume low? It does look low. Let me turn it up a little bit. Let me turn it up a little bit. It does look a little low. All right. All right. Hopefully that's a little bit better. All right. So what did we play? We didn't play mini games because we've been packing the last week. So even though we're not moving, we're kind of moving because we have to pack up most of the house so that the people can install the floors and stuff like that. So all our loose bits, our games, and our knickknacks and all our stuff has to be moved away. But we did get a few games in before we started packing. We played 5 games, a whopping 5 games. And we're starting off always from worst to best. So the worst of the ones we played with you guys. We played Timeline Challenge. I think the internet won, if I recall correctly. You guys win? I think you guys won. I think you guys won Timeline Challenge. We played that live on the last variety show. I give this one an 8. Timeline itself, I give about a 7, but since this kind of makes a game out of the timeline cards, I enjoy this more. I can't remember the last time I played just straight timeline. This is the one that we usually play if we're going to play a timeline game. So what this does, if you don't know what timeline is, it's a simple little card game where you put a card down, it has a certain date, and then you have a hand of cards, and you're supposed to play those cards in the timeline. So if it's before the seed card, it goes before it. If it's after, and then eventually you build more and more cards, it gets more and more difficult where that card goes, because as you have more cards, the space between the dates gets shorter. This one takes that simple game and makes it into a board game where you're using those cards, doing several different kind of tests or challenges, and it's a race to see who scores the most points first. So there is that Timeline Challenge. I give it an 8. It's a good game. Rebecca normally takes these and makes them disappear. All right. My next one is the number 4 game. I give this one an 8 as well. This game actually could be a lot rated higher for me. It's Everdell. I don't think let me take the sleeve off here so you can actually see the game. So Everdell, I enjoy this game quite a bit. It's a resource management game, tableau building, somewhat engine building style game. My big knock on this game is that the main point of the game, not the main, one of the points of the game is to get combos of cards. So like if you play this card, it lets you build this other card for free or whatever. And then there's challenges to get certain sets of cards. Like maybe you want to get the Undertaker in the Cemetery in your tableau. Problem is the deck of cards, we have the collector's editions like 3-4 inches thick, and there's only a handful of copies of each card. So the odds of you getting the card that you're looking for are pretty slim. So it changes it from a strategy game, in my opinion, to more of a tactical game. You have to like react to what's on the board. Like, I have the Undertaker, I really want the Cemetery. Am I going to spend my whole time milling the deck of cards trying to find that Undertaker, or do I just get rid of it and try something else? So I wish there was a way to pare down the deck, especially for 2 players, because you don't change the number of cards based on the number of players. If there's a way to like pull out like half the cards when you play with lower player counts, that might help, but there's not any rules for that. So that's where it's a knock on me, because I like building those combos and getting cards that match together, and you may not even see half the cards, or even I think we probably went through a third of the deck as a 2-player game. So you're missing a bunch of the game is missing because you can't go through all the deck. Rebecca usually does the chat, so I have to kind of look and see. I don't care about the game. What game do I not care about? Anyway, Everdell, I give this one an 8. This one could probably be an 8.5 or a 9 if it just didn't have that one kind of needling little problem I don't like with the game. All right, let's move on to my number 3. Rebecca picked this game to play. It kind of shocked me, but she picked out Anno 1800 to play. So we played this little 2-player game of this. It went pretty speedy for a 2-player game. Less than 2 hours, maybe an hour and a half. Is how long it took to play. I give this one a 9. It's just a straight engine building kind of not tech tree game, I guess. You have this grid of different technologies, and you basically have to combo technologies. Maybe to make soap you need a pig and oil or something, so you have to put workers on those 2 technologies to create the additional technology, and you take that tile and add it to your tableau. So you're slowly building up this tableau of technologies, and you can borrow your neighbor's technologies to build those different things. And you start out, you're doing wood and rocks and stuff, and at the end you're like doing sewing machines and artillery cannons and all sorts of stuff. So it's very much a Civ. It has a Civ feel, but it's mainly just the technologies that you're doing. It has an interesting mechanism where you start out with a certain number of workers that you use to put on those technologies to build other technologies. You can get more workers, but every time you take a new worker and add it to your group of workers, you have to take an additional card. So you have this hand of cards you're trying to complete. They're basically contracts that you're trying to complete. And so every time you take a worker, your kind of card is growing, and the goal of the game, one of the goals, and you get a good victory point boost, is to empty your hand of cards at the end. It's a cool little game. I've never played the Anno computer games, but I guess they're kind of Civ games or something. I don't know. I've ever played them. But this is based on Anno, the Anno video game. All right. I like this one. It's a good one. It's very, very super dry, cube pushy Euro game, but nothing wrong with that. All right, let's move on to my number 2. I give this one a 10. What? A 10? A perfect 10 for, it's heavy. Lizard a Wizard. We got the crazy bonus premium junk and stuff for it. Lizard Wizard is kind of a more advanced version of Raccoon Tycoon. If you played that game, it's kind of a stock-ish game. It basically uses a lot of games use this kind of resource management system where as the price of goods go up, and then when you sell, they go down. So it's kind of got that stock market-y thing on it. And while it's got some set collection, what I like this one more than the other one is there's just more options. In the Raccoon Tycoon, there's only like, I think 4 different things you can do. This one has a lot more things you can do and more choices within those same things. But if you played Raccoon Tycoon, you probably know 75% of how this game works. But I like this one much more. I don't say it quite replaces it, because if I want something just kind of quick and easier and not as thinky, then Raccoon Tycoon. If I want something a little more in depth, then you got Lizard Wizard. But I don't think you need both. It just depends on where you fall on the spectrum of how complicated of a game you want. So I give this one a 10 because Raccoon Tycoon is a great game. I love it. It's one of my favorites. But this one adds some stuff I like. It's got some pressure luck, which I love. It's got some more choices, more things to do. Just more stuff. It's just Raccoon Tycoon plus. So Lizard or Wizard. It's a good one. I like it. 10. It's a 10. All right. And last but not least, another one Rebecca suggested. This is just kind of blew my mind, but it's one of my all-time favorite games. So of course it's a 10, and that is, you can't see it from the front, see it from the side. Champions of Midgard. We played Champions of Midgard. Haven't played this one in a long while. It's been a while since we played Champions of Midgard. One of my all-time favorite games. Rebecca schooled me. She didn't just beat me at this game. She messed me up. It, like, I almost gave it a 9.5. She beat me so bad. Champions of Midgard is a worker placement game where you build up like your dice are like your troops, and you use those troops to go out and fight monsters and beasts and trolls and undead and all sorts of fun stuff. We played with both of the expansions, the Valhalla and Dark Mountains expansion. Dark Mountains is kind of just more of the same, but Valhalla really tricks the game up in terms of when your troops die, normally you're out of luck, your troops die. In the Valhalla expansion, when you die, you kind of get little tokens, and you can use those tokens to buy things, which is cool. So if you totally get schooled with dying, you can still get these tokens that you can spend to do other things, and potentially you might even want your people to die just to get tokens, because some of the stuff you get is really, really beneficial. So it adds a whole new aspect to the game. It reminds me a little bit of kind of a Loki strategy in Blood Rage, if you played that game, where losing is actually beneficial, and that works. But Rebecca was rolling the dice and taking names. Trademark. Not my trademark. She couldn't lose. She was winning every fight. It was crazy. I, on the other hand, was getting all the bad luck. So worked out. She won. It's okay. It's all good. Champions of Midgard, one of my favorite. It's in my top probably 10 favorite games of all time. And that's it. See if I can read the chat. Yeah, Rebecca, it wasn't just a win. It was like, I think the score was like 150 to 120 or something like that. It was just, she just like took me to school. So that's it. That's the games we played in the last couple weeks, because like I said, we've been packing. Started packing middle of last week. Really packed this last weekend. Been busy. Not much games are going to be played. In fact, most of them are packed up. I got a few games that I kind of didn't pack that I want to play, but we'll see if we have time to do that. That's it. Foundations of Rome. Someone in the chat. I can't read because I can't see that far. Is it Dan? I can't read. It's so small. I need to make that chat bigger. Anyway, Foundations of Rome is shipping, so a lot of people are getting Foundations of Rome, which is a really great game. We're on the wait list to get it, so hopefully we'll get it. Maybe. I don't know. Because it is not going to retail. It is not being reprinted. It is a one-shot. If you got it, you got it. If you don't, you don't. You have to go on the secondhand market probably at this point to get it. Hopefully, we'll get a copy since we're on the wait list for it. And that's it for what we play. What did we play? We didn't play much. What's next? Gotta find the button. This one. All right, 5 on the spot. You know how it works. You guys pick a topic, and I'll do a top 5, quick top 5 on that topic. While we're waiting for topics to come in, I want to mention conventions. So it's convention season is in full swing. We're going to, the whole family is going to be at BGG Spring. It's over Memorial Day weekend in the U.S. I think it's the last weekend in May. We'll be there Friday through Monday. If you're there, come by, say hi, play a game, do something. What's next? Next will be Dice Tower East. Rebecca, the whole family again is going to be Dice Tower East. We're going to be there. I think we're getting in Monday, and we're staying through Sunday. So we'll be there an entire week, doing stuff, playing games, doing Dice Tower stuff. Again, come by, say hi. I think one of the Marvel movies comes out that week, so we might sneak out and go watch a Marvel movie, but we'll see. And then after that, in August, I'll be going to my first ever Gen Con. Crazy. I don't know. I just decided to go for it. So as a birthday gift to myself, I'm going to go to Gen Con. I've never been before. I'm super excited. I'm probably gonna be totally overwhelmed, but looking forward to it. So already got my room, airfare, got the car rental, everything all situated. Definitely 100% going to Gen Con. I might help out at the Dice Tower booth, maybe not. If not, I'll be just wandering around bright-eyed and staring at all the amazing things at Gen Con. Then shortly after that, well, not shortly, a couple months later, I'll be going to the World Series of Poker. I wish. World Series of Board Gaming. Going to be this last weekend in September into the first few days of October. I'll be competing in 4 different events, and I'll probably lose in the first round, but that's fine because it's Vegas. There's other things to do. I'm playing Splendor, Dune Imperium, Dominant Species Marine, and what was Raw. So I'm going to play those 4 games. And I'll lose in the first round, and then I'll go play poker or go to a show or something. Rebecca will be flying in Friday is the plan, and we'll be hanging out over the weekend. It is a full-blown convention, board game convention as well, so there's other things going on besides the big tournament. So looking forward to that. Then in November, BGG, the big BGG Con, I'll be there. Rebecca may show up on the weekend, maybe the plan, or she may not come at all. I don't know, because that's like a time that she can't get off from school. So I usually go by myself during the week, and then at the weekend, sometimes she shows up. So that's all of the conventions. So 4, is that 4? 4 different conventions? 4 different conventions? 5 different conventions we're going to be at. Well, I'll be at all of them, but the family will be at some of those. All right, so let's see what we got. Top 5 convention-only games. I really like that. That's a good one. Texas State Parks. That's a good one, too. It's very specific. I don't know how well that would. Top 5 convention foods. Convention food, well, let's take a break. Convention food, for the most part, is horrible. It is just horrible. I haven't had good convention food. Now, there's conventions that have good food outside the convention. Like, I'm looking forward to Gen Con. So supposedly there's like a marketplace that's right next to Gen Con that is supposed to be crazy good. I'm so excited. Top 5 video games. Ooh, is that all-time video games? That's tough. Top 5 best trades I've made. I don't really trade games too much. I mostly just buy or sell them. Top 5 bad games. I'm going to start with the first one. Xeris's top 5 convention-only games. That one's easy because it's hot on my mind. I've got that one. That one's quick. I can get this one knocked out quick. Let's see. Thought this would be easy. It's mainly big player count, epic style games. So I've got 3 right off the bat. There's one I want to play that I haven't played. I'm going to put that on the list just because I want to talk about it. And then I need one more convention only game. Oh, I got it. I got one. I'm going to put 2 answers, though. Okay, now we got to order them. I'm going to go 1, 2. All right. I got top 5 convention-only games. Here we go. My number 5, the one I've never played that I want to play. The problem is it eats up so much of a convention, it's hard to justify, but I do want to do it once, and that's Mega Civilization. So every year, it seems like at Board Game Geek, they have a Mega Civ game, but it's scheduled for like 16 to 20 hours. It's just insane. So it's like eats up literally an entire day of a convention to play it. But I still want to do it because, oh man, supposedly it's like pit-style trading, which seems so cool to me to have a Civ game, and you take a break and you have this wild trading session, which brings me to another one that's coming up a little bit later. Number 4 is Werewolf / Blood on the Clock Tower. It's really, I find it interesting to have this big group of like 30 people playing Werewolf or whatever together. And they usually, a lot of the conventions have it like late at night. They have a moderator, obviously, and then just a bunch of people sign up, and it's just crazy. Like 30 plus players. It's insane. My number 3 is Dune. Dune is a 6-player only game, and it's kind of hard to get 6 people together to play a game. So I've only played it once with the infamous Paul. I don't know if he's online, but once outside a convention. All my other plays of Dune have been at conventions. Number 2 is Sidereal Confluence. This one can be played outside a convention, obviously, but it's a great convention game because It plays a lot of players. It's very vocal, very active, very loud, rambunctious game. Love it. I think I've played every convention, every BG con I've been to in the last 3 or 4 years. I've always signed up for it. And my number 1 game is Battlestar Galactica. That one obviously you can play outside of convention. The reason in my mind it's a convention only game because there's just this guy at Board Game Geek Con that has this massive, tricked out, amazing looking board game Battlestar Galactica set. So he basically has a big giant model of the Battlestar Galactica. The actual spaces that you travel are on the actual ship. So you actually put your little tokens move around on the actual ship itself. That's outrageously amazing looking. So there it is, my top 5 convention only games. So let's see what else we got. Some mentions. Oh man, Sarah, we need to meet up like halfway somewhere and play Mega Civ with a bunch of people. Captain Sonar's a good one. I just don't seem to ever get to play that one. Happy Salmon, that's another one. That's a good one. Oh, the Big Wits and Wagers that Dice Tower does. I thought about that, but that's kind of their thing. Pitch Scar's a good one. Play with like 30 people. And Werewolf, I said, which is cool. I actually saw Mega Civ for sale at on the virtual flea market for Board Game Geek Spring in shrink, $700. I flagged it as I put it as like I subscribe to it. I'm hoping he'll reduce the price to like $50. I'm not holding my breath though. There you go. That's my top 5 convention games. All right. So speaking of conventions, so as I said, I'm going to be competing in the World Series of Board Gaming in September, and one of the games is Splendor, and I've played so many games of Splendor practicing. I basically got it on Steam, and it's on Board Game Arena. I'm playing it like crazy. I was mostly playing against the computer on Steam, and I got to where I was winning every single time, which I thought, oh, I know my stuff. I got this. So I started playing with other players, like crazy high-ranked players of death. That I'm like, okay, the way I'm gonna learn is play with people who are crazy high-ranked. And they told me I'm not very good at Splendor. So I've got a lot to learn apparently. I win against upper tier players. They kind of have, the Steam has like, you have a ranking ladder, I guess a ladder system. Basically, if you beat someone above you, you move up. If you lose to someone below you, you kind of move down. And if you beat someone that's kind of the same rank as you don't really move. So I was playing like the upper tier people, and I was winning 1 out of 4 times, which seems okay, but that's not going to cut it. So I'm going to keep playing, I'm going to keep practicing, and I'm going to get where I'm winning most of the time. So they're using some crazy strategies that I haven't seen, which is really interesting. So I'm learning. So I'm excited to practice that one. So eventually I'll switch gears and play some of the other ones. The other ones do not have online versions, so I can't practice those as easily. But I can play Splendor as just whenever I have a free. The games go really fast, like 15 minutes. If you play online, it's crazy fast. I play a game here and there during the day, and it's a little harder to get an online game with people because there's not really a lot of people playing Splendor online anymore. There's usually anywhere from 10 to 20 people online at a time, so it's kind of hard to get a game together. But I just sign up and hope I can get in a game and play. So I may start scheduling Board Game Arena times where I play. Maybe I'll post in the guild what times I'll be on to play Splendor on Board Game Arena, because I want to play real time. I don't want to play turn-based. It's crazy. You got like 2 days to make a move. That's insane. So that is that. So that is conventions, 5 on spot. So I discussed the remodeling thing. The house is about to be annihilated in terms of they're going to retile the whole place, put in new carpet, they're going to paint the walls. We're not going to have a show for a couple weeks. So we're going to take 2 weeks off. Next week, they're putting the floors in. The week after, they're painting. So our next show will be May 17th. Just want to get that in so I don't forget at the end. I'll post in the guild, the link in the guild's down in the description of this video. I'll post in the guild that we're going to take a couple weeks off just because we're not having where to film because they're going to be redoing the house. But as an added bonus, since Rebecca's not here and we have some time left, I'm going to play you Hunter versus the Internet in fauna, kind of. We're not going to use the board. We're just going to guess at the trivia questions. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick an animal. I'm going to let you, give you the advantage. You're going to pick what we're going to guess on the animal. Usually it's a weight, tail length, size, something. There's usually some choices. We're not going to do the area because the area it lives in, because we're not going to use the board. You guys are going to pick, and then we're going to guess. I'm going to guess. You guys are going to guess. Whoever's closest gets a point. First 1 to 5 points wins. So what we need is a captain. And if you can't come up with a captain, I'm going to assign the captain. And it may or may not be Xeris. So choose a captain. And I'll just give you, while you guys are figuring out who's going to be your spokesperson, your final decider, that person will give us final answer. They'll say 300 pounds final answer or whatever. And that'll be your spokesperson. I'll show you what we're talking about. So for example, we got, let's do this sable guy. We have a sable. I'm not going to say the Latin name. If Rebecca was here, she could say the Latin name. But there's a sable. So I'm going to put it, I got to switch cameras. Hold on. Got to find it. This one. Oh, look at that. Got a little score on the bottom. All right, here we go. So there's like this guy, little sable dude. Hopefully you guys can read that. So you have a choice between weight, length, and tail length. You guys get to pick one of those things to guess. I guess I need to move over this way a little bit. We'll pick one of those things to guess. You guys will pick. The spokesperson will pick. And then we'll each guess, and whoever gets the closest wins, gets a point. We'll get a point. First 1 to 5 wins. All right? Looks like Xeris, you're it. Xeris is it. You are the captain. All right, here we go. I'm going to pick one randomly from the middle of the pack. Oh, that doesn't work because then I'll see it. All right, I'll skip one. All right. I don't know, I've never heard of this animal. It is the rusty spotted cat. And we get to pick from, what do we get to pick from? Weight, length, and tail length. You guys get to pick. What are we going to guess at? Weight, length, and tail length. And I believe these are in American units, but I can convert if you do centimeters. or kilograms, I can convert for you. Whichever you prefer, I can convert it to whatever units is in. I'm pretty sure it has both units, kilograms and pounds, and then inches and centimeters. So I think it has both. So whatever's your normal unit of measure. All right. So it looks like we're doing weight. All right, guys, we're going to guess the weight. We're guessing weight, the weight of this thing. I'm going to write my answers on this piece of paper right here. Weight. I'm going to guess. I got my answer for weight. We're doing weight. Oh, Nick wanted to be captain. Nick, I didn't even see. I'm horrible with the chat. Let Nick be the captain. Nick, you're the captain. You're the captain now. Nick is the captain. Hopefully you guys will hear it before you guys guess. I didn't even see Nick. I told you Rebecca's in charge of the chat. I can barely see it. I need new glasses. It's gonna. Oh, I forgot Hawk Skull. Yeah, you can do stones and hands if you wish. You can do stones, and I don't know the conversion for that, so I don't know how that goes with pounds and centimeters. Stones and hands. I always find it interesting that they, when they show a map of the countries that use imperial units versus the metric system, they have like United States and like 2 other random countries, and everyone else is metric, and then they have England as mixed. I find that funny. Find it funny. 8,945 ants. How much is an ants in grams? All right, it said 9.5 pounds. Well, I went much higher. I went 36 pounds because I think this is, I'm hoping it's like the size of like a lynx or something. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. We'll reveal 26.42 pounds. That's a point for me. I'm definitely closer. 40, hopefully you guys can see that. 26.42 pounds or 12.19 kilograms, it looks like. So that's a point for me. I'm actually winning a trivia game. This never happens. Oh, I don't have the keyboard. How am I going to change the score? Hold on a second. I have to go get the keyboard. I have to get the keyboard to be able to change the score. All right. I get my keyboard. All right. There. All right. That was the first animal. All right. Here we go. Move on to our next animal. Again, you get to pick. You get to pick between weight, length, and tail length that seems to be consistent of the gray seal. Right there. You guys can pick weight, length, and tail length. What? Did I mess up? Oh, you guys are totally right. You guys can apparently see it better than I can. You guys totally nailed that one. It is 2.6 to 4.2 pounds. I completely misread that. I guess I need to look at the card like with my eyes. So I had a moment of glory there for a second, and then it went away. You guys are totally right. That's just 2.6, not 26. It looks like 26.42. That's 2.6 to 4.2. Wonder what happens if we're both in the range. We measure it from the middle of the range? I don't know. You guys won. Sorry. I apologize. I thought I was going to get a point at this game. Apparently I'm not. All right, what are you guys going to do? It looks like length, maybe? Everybody's yelling at me like, no, it's 4.2. You're right. Totally right. That's good. It's a point. Neutral. Both get a point if we're both in the range. That's fair. I will agree with that. Let's see what you're going to do, Nick. What you going to pick? Length. We're doing the length of the gray seal. All right, here we go. Length of the gray seal. All right. I have no idea different seals in different sizes. I know how big a black seal is. I don't know anything about a gray seal though. Let's see. I'm going to go with all right, got my answer. And I'll actually pull the card out and look at it this time. Got lots of guesses. 6 foot, 5 to 6 feet, 6 feet, 5.5 feet. All hovering around the same general area. All right, Nick, what you got? They're all basically the same general area. I say all that, and he goes 2 feet. All right, Nick said 6 feet. I said 48 inches, 4 feet. Let's see who wins. It is 5 foot 11 inches to 7 foot 7 inches. That's definitely you guys. Because I said 4 and you said 6, which is totally in the range. Man, where's Rebecca? Gotta give you guys a challenge. You guys nailed that one. I would never have thought 7, almost 8 feet long. That's crazy. All right, I gotta get one of these. If I get a point, I'm gonna call it a moral victory. All right, here we go. A little tiny guy, I guess. Apparently, I wouldn't know. We got a small 5-toed jerboa. I guess it's a jerboa. Little mouse looking guy. Little mouse looking guy. I'll take a sip of the beverage while you decide what we're gonna guess at. I'm guessing less than a stone for weight. Tail length. I like that because it's got a weird looking tail. I like tail length. Of course, I'd just be totally going off that picture, so I have no clue. All right, tail length. We're doing tail length. All right, here we go. I'm gonna go. Okay, I got my answer. Got my answer. For all those that are not as familiar with the imperial system, I wonder if the people that use the metric system know the imperial system. I guess I don't know. But it's like everyone's doing inches, so you can do centimeters. I'll give you the centimeter answer as well. All right, they're guessing 5 inches, 4 to 5 inches, 3 inches, 4 inches, 4 inches. They're doing 4 inches. I did 4.5 inches. So they did 4 inches, I did 4.5 inches. And the answer is 7.1 inches to 7.5 inches. So I got that one because I did 4.5, which is closer to 7.1. Hopefully I read that right. I like it's cool because they show you the little map. Because when you normally play the game, you can put guesses of where they're located. It shows you on the map where they're located. So I actually got a point. Domination. Don't call it a comeback. There we go. All right. Let's move on to the next guy. Oh, it's a frog. Darwin's frog. We only have one choice. Total length. Since it has no tail. I don't know why I can't guess weight, but we're doing total length. Oh, it's green. It's funny. Let's see. I can look through the frog. I'm not sure how to do. Kind of. How about that? That looks okay. He's green, so the green screen's blocking him out. Darwin's frog. It's a little green frog with a yellow belly. We're doing total length of the Darwin's frog. All right, got my answer. Tail length 0. Surprised they didn't do weight. Interesting. They only give you one choice for this one. You can only do one thing. Can I put like a... I like how I can look through it. I'm having too much fun. Oh, am I leading the witness? I don't know. It looks like a little tiny frog. I don't know. It could be like a foot. It could be a big giant frog. I don't know what it is. Yeah, the weight would probably just be a few ounces, I would guess. Yeah, it's just too small. Because if you look, the board has ranges of weights that you can put stuff on. It has little groupings of weights, and it's probably obvious which group it would go into. So these smaller ones, I bet you don't do weight. Yeah, I guess it does mean rhinoceros, because it looks like it has a little pointy, I don't know if you guys can tell in the picture, it has like a little pointy nose. Did we get? I haven't got an answer yet. So they've said, oh, he did. No, that was the last. That was the last one, right? Yeah. We got 2 inches, 4 inches, 6 inches. Should be an island species to be larger than others. So 5 inches. He said 5 inches. I said 3.2 inches. So the internet said 5. I said 3.2. And the answer is 1 to 1.4 inches. Now make sure I'm reading that right. 1 to 1.4 inches. That's a point for me. It's a point for me. The tiny. See, you should listen. I said it was tiny. Tiny frog. I have no idea. All right. That's it. We're tied up 2-2. All right. We've got, next up, we got the red howler monkey. Just there. And we got the full gambit of stuff. We can do weight, length, or tail length on this guy. He's teeny, like an inch, like 3 centimeters. Tiny, tiny guy. I don't know if I've seen a red howler monkey. I don't think I have. Decibels. Yeah, we were at the Miami Zoo. I'm like, hey, convenient, we're in the Miami Zoo shirt. And there was 2 howler monkeys, and people, all you had to do was make a monkey sound, and those howler monkeys would just went crazy, screaming their heads off. You could hear them across the whole zoo. All right, see what they're going to pick to choose from. We're doing tail length. See the pictures. See, I wonder if they do these pictures. I can't point the picture. It's there, there, there. I wonder if they intentionally throw those off to confuse you. I wonder how accurate those pictures are. I don't know. Let's see. I'm going to go with... I got my answer. Got my answer. I've written my answer down. See what the internet says. So far we got 4 feet. 2 feet. 4 feet. 4 feet. 2 feet and 4 feet so far from the internet. Red howler monkey. I recall ever seeing a red howler monkey. I wonder if it's from another part of the world than howler monkeys they have in American zoos. .75 feet. I put 35 inches. So that's what? 2 feet and math. 11 inches? 2 feet and 11 inches is what I put. All right, here we go. The answer is, oh, I moved it off. I can just slide it up. Tail length is 1 foot 7 inches to 2 feet 6 inches. So I actually made it in, nope, just over. I was just above the answer. So I get another point. Oh, hello. He's much smaller than I thought he was. He's only 10 pounds. And his body length is only 2 feet. So he's pretty small. So his tail is about the same length as his body, which I guess that's pretty normal for monkeys. And he's from South America. Interesting. There you go. Yeah, the picture is very misleading. Because the length of the tail in this picture is obviously longer than the length of his body. All right, here we go. Our next question. The brown-throated sloth. I've definitely seen a brown-throated sloth before. Oops, it's not on the picture. There we go. There we go. Yeah, the picture's definitely misleading. It was definitely, the tail length was longer than the body length. Which I mentioned it. I bet I wonder if they intentionally kind of do that kind of stuff. It doesn't really seem fair that they would show the picture incorrect proportionally to the animal. Is there a tail length for this guy? Oh yeah, there is. Weight, length, and tail length. There we go. Let's see what they pick for us to choose from. I haven't done weight in a while. All right, weight. We're doing weight. All right. I have my answer. I have my answer. Yeah. No. Yeah. No. Am I going to change my answer? No. I've already picked it. I'll stick with it. I think it's wrong though, since you guys already put some answers. Sorry for the sniffles. There's dust all in this house from packing and moving and all that good stuff. So what we got for answers is that 24 pounds, 30 pounds. I can't tell if that's 125 pounds from Zeris. He originally said 225, but he changed it to 125. And they said 26 pounds, final answer. I had said 15 pounds. So there's two sizes of sloth. There's the big giant sloths, and then there's the little tiny guys. And I assume this is one of the little tiny guys, but I could be wrong because I'm known to be wrong many times. He is the little tiny guy. So 6.6 pounds to 9.9 pounds. 6.6 to 9.9 pounds. Length, a little less than 2 foot to 2.5 feet. So he is a little tiny guy. There's two kinds of sloths. There's a tiny guy sloth, and then there's a big giant sloth. There's two. And they have this particular sloth they have at the Dallas World Aquarium, which is our kind of one of our places we like to visit as a family. And they have this guy, and he's like this big. He's a little tiny guy. Little tiny guy. But there is the big, I don't know if they call them giant sloths, but there is the ones that are just humongous. They're massive. But this guy, he's like little, like almost like koala size. He's a little tiny guy. I kind of got a leg up on that because I've actually seen this guy in person at the Dallas World Aquarium. You can actually have sloth viewings at the Dallas World Aquarium. You can see, they tell you all about them and all that good stuff. Yep, he's a tiny guy. Oh, let's do a snake. The Malayan, I would think it'd be Malaysian, but Malaysian, I don't know, pit viper. We only have one choice for this Malaysian pit viper. Oh, I keep putting it in the wrong spot. Total length, it's only our own choice. We only have one choice. Yeah, the Dallas World Aquarium is actually a pretty cool spot if you're in the Dallas area. It's a cool little visit. They got river otters. They've got all kinds of monkeys. They got a jaguar. They got an aquarium. Lots of different fish. They have like a section that have fish from all the different parts of the world. It's really cool because it is a walkthrough. You walk through and it's got levels, and you kind of either go up or down either way. But it's like in a rainforest. So you start at the top of the rainforest if you start at the top, and you're like in the treetops. So you see all the animals that live in the treetops of the rainforest, and then you work your way down, all the way down to the river area, and there's creatures from the river. So you get like the view of all the different levels and what creatures would be at the different sections of the rainforest, which is really cool. And sloths are one of them. They have sloths. It's a cool little place. Anyway, so total length Let's see. Gosh, snakes vary so much in size. I'm going to go with this one. Got my answer. See what we got for you guys. 6 feet, 4.5 feet, 4 feet, 4.9, 4 feet 9 inches. So I did 38 inches. So I did 3 feet 2 inches for me. 3 feet 2 inches. You guys went 4 feet 9 inches. This could be for the win. There's really two sizes of vipers. There's like the ones that are really kind of small, and then you have the big giant guys. And I assume this is one of the small ones, but maybe not. And it's 2 feet 6 inches or to 2 feet 11 inches. So I won a trivia game. This is like the first time ever. I'm glad Rebecca wasn't here because she would have beat me. But I won! I beat the internet! I've destroyed the internet and animalsness. So I need to do animal trivia. Apparently, if it's like Lord of the Rings trivia, general knowledge trivia, national park trivia, I'm all horrible at that. But if it's animal trivia, I do pretty good, I guess. All right, 5-2. That was pretty good. All right, well, that's it for the trivia. So this game is Fauna. If you don't, I'll show you the little box guy. I don't know if I showed the box. So this is Fauna. The way it works is there's a Terra and Fauna, and I think there may be one other, America. They're all kind of, you don't need to know the answer. You just have to get the closest. So like we're guessing the total length of the animal. There's like kind of a little chart, a little line of areas, and basically whoever goes first can put their cube on one spot, and then you can put your cube. You can't put your cube on the same spot as someone else, but you can put it adjacent to that person. And whoever gets it exactly right gets a certain number of points, but those that are adjacent to the correct answer get points as well. So if I know Rebecca is knowledgeable about this particular animal and she puts an answer down, it's like, oh, I'm gonna go next to Rebecca because I know she's probably gonna get it right, and I'll get some points as well. So it's one of those ones where you don't need to know the answer. It's beneficial to know the answer, but sometimes it's better to know who among your group would know the answer and kind of piggyback off of them. So that's what this one is. It has a map. So in a lot of the pictures, if you look like the little pit viper here, he's obviously Malaysian, so he's over in Southeast Asia is where he's located. So on the map, if you picked any of those areas or adjacent to those areas, you get points. And then, like I said, there's lines for the weight and length that you put cubes on to guess at. So it's a really cool trivia game. Even younger people could play this because it's not like obviously if they go first, they may put a really weird answer. But if they go after someone else, they can go, oh, I think Daddy knows the answer, so I'll put it next to him, or I think Mommy knows the answer, I'll put it next to them. So it's kind of like wits and wagers in terms of you don't necessarily need to know the exact answer. It's knowing who might know the correct answer. So that's Fauna. So I just grabbed the game off the shelf to give us something to do because Rebecca wasn't here. We would have done her and some other things that she normally does. But let me switch the camera. All this off. All right. So that's it. So like I said, midway through the show, we're going to take a couple weeks off while the house is remodeled, and we'll be back again in the middle of May. May 17th is the planned date to be back. Hopefully everything will be done by then. Next week is floors. Week after that's painting, and then we should be back in business again, ready to go. And we can start having game days and other stuff that we haven't had in a long while since the house was destroyed. All right, folks, that's it for this time. I'll see you in May, middle of May. Rebecca hopefully will be back, and we'll be doing a top 10 list. I'm not sure what we'll do for the top 10. To be determined. I'll probably put up a new poll, a fresh poll, because the ones that are left from the previous poll are kind of the ones that get very many votes. So I want to do some stuff that gets lots of votes. So that is it for this time. If you're going to any of those conventions, please, please, please come say hi. A lot of times I'm wandering around aimlessly looking for something to do, and if you hit me up, we can play a game or do something. So that's it for this time. So we'll see you in a few weeks with real games behind us, not storefront games or whatever. Filler games. Filler games? I don't know. Bye.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. Click subscribe to join our wonderful viewer community.
Want to be notified when we upload a new video or go live? Click on the little bell below.